Hello everyone, welcome to a 9 days trip to Cape Town and the garden route. Simply a spectacular landing with the tabletop looming in the backdrop. It was just an amazing feeling. Early evening we checked into our hotel, which was in the city center in the vicinity of Long Street, and this was an amazing place to be because it's full of restaurants and shopping arcades, and finally went into dinner, and this is an amazing place called the Ethiopian Madam Tattoo restaurant. We fell in love with the decor, the ambience, and had a wonderful first dinner. The best way to see the city, in my opinion, is definitely the hop-on hop-off bus. It goes to all the important points of Cape Town and takes you around the city, and with the tabletop mountain and the backdrop again, it is I think the way to travel in Cape Town. We stop at Hout Bay and the world famous Mariner's Wharf, which is Africa's first harbourfront emporium. It's full of shops and markets and restaurants and the occasional sea lion. And excitedly we hop on to our next destination, which is the Table Mountain, on a cloudy day, keeping our fingers crossed. One can either do a 2.5 to 4 hours hike up to the mountaintop, or take the easy way out, which is the cable car. I would very strongly advise you to book the cable car in advance, and of course please check the weather conditions, because bad weather can actually scuttle your plans. They might just stop the cable car for that time, so it's very important that you do check the weather forecast. So as we land up on the top of the mountain, you can see that we can just see what's there on top of the mountain, and that's it, because the view is completely blocked. So here when the wind talks, it completely drowns any vocal attempt by us, but what I'm trying to say here, it is beautiful, completely misty. The clouds are playing hide and seek, and Tabletop Mountain is on a jet. And on our way down the Table Mountain, the sun says hello. So we resume our journey on the hop-on hop-off bus with the spectacular landscape. And a few of these houses here actually belong to some celebrity. This is the Camps Bay beachfront, and it's full of restaurants and cafes and pubs, and it goes on till early hours in the morning. A glimpse of the Cape Town Stadium built for the FIFA World Cup. So this is the V&A hangout area. It is at the waterfront in Cape Town. So this is the waterfront, famous waterfront at Cape Town. We are walking back after a good dinner. Ready to leave our hotel room. We are going to go to the harbour cruise first. That's what we're targeting, and then we're doing the 1.5 hour walk, and then the walking tour, and then we are going to go for a wine tasting at Groot Constantia. So that's the plan of the day. So let's see how it goes. The sun is out, nice breeze blowing, wind blowing. So because of the bad weather, this is bad weather, and we're not doing the canal cruise because the winds are too strong and dangerous riding on the harbour or the canal. So we are now going back to point number 5, Long Street of Translating here again, this is the walking tour that we are starting, the Bo-Kaap tour. It starts from Long Street and takes about 1.5 hours. So we really look forward to this Bo-Kaap tour. Bo-Kaap is a historic area that became home to many Muslims and freed slaves after the abolition of slavery. Notice these brightly colored houses was their expression of freedom and joy.
He actually came to stay here in Bo-Kaap and he felt so welcomed by the residents. That's why on the back wall he painted ordinary people looking at the culture with absolute amazement. Awal Masjid. The Awal Masjid was established in 1794. 1794 is significant here in South Africa.
And time for some good old-fashioned wine tasting. We are approaching Groot Constantia, which is the oldest winery in South Africa. I'm tasting the Sauvignon Blanc, which is a white wine, 2023. And good to know that wine was sent from here to Napoleon Bonaparte. Camps Bay beachfront. It's sunny, windy, cold, literally getting swept away. But we stopped over here for lunch. Well, we tried to stop anyway, and trying to get ourselves heard. So this is the Cafe Caprice where we have stopped for lunch, and they have asked us not to get surprised if you bump into a Leonardo DiCaprio or a Charlize Theron here. Just don't bother about it. I would strongly recommend the self-drive on the garden route if you have not done this. It is one of the most stunning drives that we have been on. It officially begins at Mossel Bay, going right up to Storms River in the east. But we chose a different route. We traveled further north on Route 62, and we were not disappointed. So we are at Diesel and Tea, and that is it. We are having a nice lemon meringue spoon shake, and the cake of the day, which is coffee and chocolate. Here's a quirky shop. Originally started as a farm stall. Ronnie then converted it into a bar, and a friend vandalized his shop and put sex on it, and there was no looking back. Back on Route 62, we are on our way to Oudtshoorn, which is on the northeastern side of the Western Cape province. So this is the La Pension guest house that we are staying at Oudtshoorn. This is our first stop at the garden route. We left Cape Town at around 9:15 or 9:20, and we reached here at around 3:55 4 p.m. This is the beautiful property that they have, and their sweet cat sleeping here. Beta udhar bani. After looking at this property, we were really disappointed because we were just staying here for one night. I would strongly recommend 2 to 3 nights at least to enjoy this place. Just have a look at this lush garden, small farm, and this beautiful pool where you can read a book and enjoy a sundowns. Hi, Ruby. Yes, you come. Yes, you come. Good girl. We loved our accommodation. Just look at this cottage. It's so beautifully done, very tastefully decorated. And this is the lounge area where you can again just hang around and enjoy a drink. And here's our very spacious ensuite room. We were pleasantly surprised with the size of the room. And a big spacious bathroom as well. So that's actually luxurious. And what a warm welcome by our hosts Errol and Venita. They really took care of us and pampered us like we were family. The suspension bridge that we are crossing in Oudtshoorn on our way to dinner. And there's this lovely river flowing right through. Special mention of this lady at Route 62 restaurant. She really took care. Venita prepares a delicious breakfast for us the next morning, and with a full stomach and a very heavy heart, we say goodbye to our hosts. And we head next to the Cango Caves nearby. After an echoing performance, the entrance of the caves, our guide switches off the lights for a few seconds and then reveals the beauty of the caves. And we are completely stunned.
This is a complete formation where the stalagmite and the stalagmite meet. This is called a leaning pizza.
About 170,000.
This is around 170,000, 270,000 years old. And this is a double completed formation.
Located at the foothills of the Swartberg range, the Cango Caves is actually 4,500 million years old. And this is South Africa's oldest tourist attraction. Driving up a mountain pass, Swartberg Pass is called. Narrow winding roads just to climb up. We're really thankful to Errol from La Pension to suggest this route, because this is not the typical touristy route that one would take to Tsitsikamma. And when we reached the top of the pass, the breathtaking view, it was so worth it. The pass itself is about 23.8 kilometers long and it takes about an hour to drive. But believe me, you will not regret it, because at every turn you are treated to some amazing scenery. We strongly recommend this must-do memorable experience on the garden route. It just stays with you for a very, very long time. Back onto the highway and towards our lodge outside the Tsitsikama National Park. So we are now checking into our room at Tsitsikama Lodge. It's a very, very cute room. It's overlooking the garden, and it's got this nice glass doors entering in. It's called the Bo-Kaap room. And after a nice bath, I've switched on the TV. And we are watching what the whole of Africa is watching. Z World. So today is 24th. We are leaving Tsitsikamma Lodge. We are now going to the Tsitsikamma National Park.
And we are going to go on these 3 suspension lodges.
We were cautioned by the guard at the gate that the waterfall day trail is going to be moderately difficult. It'll test your fitness. And looking at the path of the first half hour, we thought, this is easy. You can easily do this. Completely unprepared for what was to come next.
It was around an hour and a half to get there. 4 stretches of a lot of rocks.
So the guard was right after all. It was a moderately difficult hike, and we had to be very careful on the rocks lest we slip and kind of injure ourselves. So finally we huffed and puffed and reached our destination, which was the waterfall. Easy so far? What could go wrong, right? Well,
Once we reached the waterfall, I fell into the water. Thinking it was sand, I stepped onto it and my feet went right through.
why did you get into that? So after an eventful meeting with the waterfall, we laboriously tracked back to our starting point. This is the accommodation inside the Tsitsikamma National Park, which we did not stay in, but would strongly recommend. Just look at this view. Our next stop is Knysna, which is a very popular vacation town full of forests and lagoons and beaches. We checked into our hotel quite late in the afternoon, so we didn't really have time to do anything. So we are at Werner house, and that's the room. After an excellent breakfast prepared by Mike and his team, we said goodbye to our host Mike and left for our next destination, Hermanus. After a late afternoon check-in, we quickly freshened up and left for a walk along the cliff path for what we had actually come here to do and looking forward to. And our hosts at Pinguino Guest House had informed us that a few whales have been spotted. Nope, that's not it. Let's move on. We crossed the town center full of restaurants here, and continued our journey to try and see if we can spot the whales. And we come across a clearing here, and as we wait patiently, trying to see if we can spot anything moving, and then we see something floating on the waves. Yes, the whale says hello. So we decided to stick on there for the next 45 minutes, as the whale is also joined by two more whales. They reward us jumping and playing on the water, and we just did not want to move from there. It was an amazing display. That was our last evening on the garden route, and we were really sad. But what we take back from this trip is the stunning landscape, the colorful cityscape, the warm, friendly and smiling people, the delicious food, the wonderful guest houses that we stayed in. Unforgettable memories. I mean, this is a place where we can always come back to, and we really do want to come back.